So in today's video we're going to be talking about the books that I read in May, and I know that I'm a little bit late, like it's currently June 18th, okay? I know that's really the end of June and I should have done this like 2 weeks ago, but in my defense I didn't post the video like 2 weeks ago because I didn't want to take attention away from the BLM movement. And yeah, now that we're talking about the BLM movement, why don't you go and check out my description box where you'll be able to find a bunch of different resources so that you can educate yourself and like take action and sign petitions and donate if you can. So yeah, this is gonna be a different type of wrap up because I'm gonna be painting while I talk because I have an art assignment due tomorrow and I'm not done. I'm usually not a fan of like multitasking, but you know, it's painting. I just have to finish this thing and yeah, I'm just gonna be painting. I think I am capable of talking and painting at the same time, so I hope this goes well. In May I read 6 books, and I know that compared to my April bar prop, that's like not that much, but it's still a lot for me. So yes, I did hit like a kind of like a reading slump in the middle of May. I'm kind of getting over it now, but you know, it was something that happened, so that's also why I didn't read that much. But yeah, it's still a lot, you know. I'm doing good. We're getting back into reading. Yes. Oh, also my voice sounds really weird because I have allergies, so I'm gonna be holding my brush like this a lot. But to start May, I read God's Grave by J. Christoph, which is the last book it's the second book in the Nevernight Chronicles. I talked about the first book in my April wrap-up, so you can go check that out if you want. But if you did watch that, you know that I did not like the first book, and you may ask, why did I read the second book then? And that's a very good question, you know, it's a valid question. I don't know. I apparently don't like myself, and you know, I do this a lot where I don't like the first book in a series and I just like keep reading it for some reason. Sorry, I'm looking away, I'm cleaning my brush. But yeah, I do that a lot, and you know, I need to work on that. But it actually worked out this time for me because I actually like God's Grave. I can't tell you a lot about it because, you know, it's the second book, and therefore if I tell you a lot, there's like gonna be a bunch of spoilers. But basically we just keep following I was gonna say Selena. Who the heck is Selena? We follow Mia on her journey to try to kill people. I actually gave this book 5 stars, and you know, my ratings are kind of questionable. Probably doesn't deserve 5 stars, and it's probably like still trash. It's not trash, I'm sorry, but you know, it's probably like not that good. Like 5 stars kind of good, but you know, I was feeling like it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give it 5 stars. So I did. I guess it just felt like amazing because it was really good. Like, it was such an improvement from the first book, so it just felt like, wow, you know, maybe that's why it felt like so good. But yeah, we just keep following Mia's story and like, you know, her journey to killing people, and she goes on this very long journey to kill Consul Scythe. How do you even pronounce the name? I don't even know. But yeah, she wants to kill him, and also Cardinal Duomo. You see, I'm not very good with names apparently, so we're just gonna ignore that. Anyway, this book was just like so much better than the first one. The writing is like 10 times less annoying, and you know, I actually liked the characters. Wow, can you believe that? You know, there's actually some character development, and the characters are like actually interesting, and I actually have like an actual like favorite character, and also I'm here for the gay stuff in this book, okay? The writing was very like so much better because there were so many like weird metaphors in this book, so that was great because I hated those. And you know, sentences actually made sense in this book, you know, as they should. Anyway, yeah, I was like at the edge of my seat reading this book, and you know, the cliffhanger was great. I don't feel I don't know if it really deserves 5 stars because I don't feel that need to read the next one right now, but when I finished it, I was like, oh my god, I want to read the next one. But then right now it's like, do I really want to read the next one, you know? Like, there's not, maybe it's just because I'm still like recovering from my reading slump, but I don't have that need to like keep going on the series, you know? Keep reading on the series. I don't know how to speak, it's fine. So yeah, maybe I'll bring the rating down to like 4 stars. I just don't think it's a 5-star book. Yeah, so let's, you know, forget about that. 4 stars. After God's Grave, I read American Royals by Catherine McGee. Yeah, this book was like a really light read. You know, it's basically, what if they had given a crown to Washington instead of making him president? And, you know, it's just literally the crown if you've seen like the show, but like from the United States. Anyway, we follow the story of like the current royal family and like their dramas and romances and all that. It's just a very light read and like full of drama and romance and all. Did I already said that? Yes. But it's just, you know, it's one of those books. I gave this book 3 stars because I liked it. Like, it was good, but it wasn't like anything amazing. It didn't like affect me in any like way, shape, or form. Like, it didn't like change my life. Well, I mean, it just, I didn't like love it, you know. I just liked it. It was good. It's a solid book, but it's just like not that good, you know. There's really not much to say about it. It's really just drama, and like, you know, that kind of drama that's like, oh my god, a royal wants to marry a peasant, and I'm here for it, you know. When I'm in a reading slump, that's the kind of book I want to read, okay? So I want to read the next one. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, if you're looking for like, you know, a light summer read, because I feel like this is like a good summer read, this is the book for you, okay? You're welcome. After that book, I read Sadie by Courtney Summers. Oh my god, this book. Okay, I listened to the audiobooks. I didn't like actually read it, but like, it was just so good, you know? And yeah, no words. That's it. That's my whole review. It was just that good. I'm just kidding. But Sadie's probably gonna be like one of my favorite books from this year, because it's just that good. Anyway, it was my first audiobook ever, and it was just like such a good first audiobook, because it's like, it has like a full cast of voices, and it's so like well produced, and it's just, I honestly think that the audiobook made like the whole experience way better, because I don't know if I had read like, if I had like read the physically read the book, I don't know if I would have gotten like the same like excitement and like love for the characters, because I don't know, hearing their voices and all of that, it was just great, you know. And basically we follow the story of Sadie and her little sister Maddie, and you know, they basically Sadie like raised Maddie like on her own, and their relationship is like beautiful and so freaking real. Like, it's not one of those like sibling relationships you like see in movies and stuff that it's like, you know, that's not actually how siblings like treat each other. Their relationship is just so freaking real, and like, it's complicated, you know, like actual like sibling relationships, and I just love that. And basically, I keep saying basically, but Maddie was murdered. So Sadie goes on this like whole, I was gonna say adventure, it's not like an adventure, but like, she goes looking for the guy she thinks killed Maddie, and in doing so she disappears. During her journey to finding this person, we're given more information about like their childhood and all of that, and why she thinks that this person killed Maddie. And you know, it's very raw in a way, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we also have the perspective of West McCrae, who is like a radio personality, and he has created this podcast. Yeah, he's created this podcast to follow the story of Sadie. And you know, he's looking for her and try to find out like what happened to her and why she left, because she left like without telling anybody, and she just kind of like disappeared. So yeah, he goes looking for her, and you know, we find out like more information about what she's doing through him. Basically combining this like two perspectives, we get like the bigger picture, and you know, I like that a lot. Sadie's perspective was just so full of emotion. Like, there was so much like rage and anger and like guilt and just like a lot of hurting. And then we also had like this perspective of this like random guy that doesn't actually like know these people, so it's more like analytical, and we like get a little bit more background on stuff, and that Sadie doesn't explain. And also Sadie has a stutter. During the whole book she deals with that, and it's not something that has to be solved, it's just like part of the character, so I like that. It's not it's not like one of those things that you see in movies that it's like, oh, you have to fix that. No, it's just part of the character. Anyway, I gave this book 5 stars because it was just so good. It just felt so freaking real, and I cried at the end. Yeah, I just loved it a lot, and it was very emotional. And there's a bunch of trigger warnings because there's like, I'm gonna leave them like down below in the description box so you guys can know. Totally recommend this book. Definitely read it. Amazing, beautiful, never been done, superior. It's just that kind of book. Anyway, after that, we've been going good. We've been going strong. But then I read Call Me By Your Name by André Aicman. You've probably heard about this book. You've maybe read this book. You've maybe seen the movie. And I'm sorry to tell you, I did not like it. I know I'm supposed to love it, and I love me a gay book like Red, White, and Royal Blue. Amazing. Anyway, if you haven't heard about this book, basically Call Me By Your Name is a story about 2 boys who fall in love. Summer romance that takes place in the 1980s in Italy. Yeah, we follow the perspective of Oluo, and he's this like genius 17-year-old, I think, and kind of like an unrealistic character, but it's fine, we're not going to talk about that. Basically, he's the son of a professor, and Oliver, the love interest, he's a guest at his house during the summer, and so they fall in love. We see them fall in love, and we see their relationship like develop into something more. And we kind of see Elio like kind of discover his like sexuality, and like dealing with it because it's the 1980s. It's not that it had potential. I was very excited about this book, and maybe I went into reading this book with like very high expectations because it's called by your name. I've heard like so much about it, and I was just like, wow, this is gonna be such a great book. I'm gonna be like sobbing by the end of it, stuff like that. But I just wasn't. Like, I did not connect with the characters. I did not feel for them in any way, shape, or form. They didn't even like annoy me. That's just how indifferent they were to me. They didn't even annoy me. Like, that's so uncommon. Everyone annoys me. That's a joke. I love people. But I don't know. Maybe they were like too unrealistic for me, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't care for them in any way, shape, or form. I just did not feel for them. I wasn't sad. I wasn't happy. I didn't feel absolutely nothing while reading this book. I did like the writing style. The writing style was really good, and I enjoyed that. But there was also some like kinky stuff that I was not expecting. And I did not like it. There was some like weird stuff there. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, or like, no, because that's wrong. Like, Elio literally goes into Oliver's room and smells his bathing suit. Who does that? Like, that's not okay. Like, anyway, yeah, I just like couldn't like let those like things slip. And there were just like weird things in there, and yeah, that just kind of like ruined the whole book for me, besides not feeling anything for the characters. But yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, this is the book for you, I guess. I do plan on watching the movie because I have been told that the movie is like better than the book because all those like kinky stuff and things are like a little bit reduced in the movie. So I do plan on watching it. Hopefully I'll like it. But yeah, I just didn't like this book. I gave it 2 stars. Did I say that? I gave it 2 stars. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. Okay, after that, I kind of like started like hitting my ratings up, and I don't know if it was because of this book, like because of Call Me By Your Name, or if it was just because I was just like getting burned out in general, like because of school and just life. After that, I read Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and I give this book 4 stars. It was a solid book. I did not like love it. Like, yeah, it's not a 5-star book, it wasn't like, wow, I love this book so freaking much, oh my god, I'm gonna like sob because it's just so good, not that kind of book, but it was good. Scythe takes place in a time where technology and like humanity and society is like so advanced that people live forever. There's no like misery, there's no like, you know, pain or anything like that, because there's no death. Well, there is death, but because there's no like natural death, they have scythes, which are basically like designated people that kill other people, you know, but it's like legal because they're scythes. They're doing like, you know, they're doing it to keep the size of the population like under control and all of that. And basically they're chosen to be like scythes, like apprentices or something, you know, to become scythes. And you know, we see them like train and whatever, and like, you know, kind of like find out what like being a scythe is and all of that. I'm still debating on whether I should give this book 3.5 stars or 4, because as I said, I didn't enjoy it that much. Like the world building was solid, the world building was so freaking great. It just, I was like, damn, that's good. But I just wish that like morality could have been like explored a little bit more, in the sense that they were just like good and bad sides, not really like a gray area in that. I mean, I guess the whole book is like a gray area because it'll be like killing people. I've been reading a lot of killing people in May, huh? Okay. Well, the book was a little bit slow in the beginning, so that's also why I'm debating on giving it like 4 stars, and I'm not giving it 5 stars. But the plot is just good, and you know, interesting and engrossing, and you know, I wanted to like keep reading to find out what happened. So I definitely recommend this book. I probably just read it in like at a bad time, because I was like in a reading slump, so you know, it's just kind of like meh. But yeah, it's definitely a good book, a solid book, and I would totally recommend it. To finish off May, I read 6 of Crows by Liber Dugo. This is basically a high story about 6 characters with like very different and defining personalities. The characters in this book are just like so well written, and you know, I just like fell in love with them, and Liber Duo does such a good job of like writing relationships and characters and all of that. And it's just like, I just fell in love with them. They're like in my heart forever, because you know, whatever that's supposed to mean. Anyway, I have very strong feelings about the characters in the book. But anyway, basically Cass Brecker, who is basically this like criminal prodigy, I guess, he's given the chance at a heist that will either kill them all or make them rich. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do it. But yeah, he puts together this crew of like very talented people, I guess. We follow them on this crazy adventure. But yeah, it was just a really entertaining book. It was kind of slow in the beginning, but like, you know, it was definitely worth it. In the beginning we get like a lot of background and all of that, but it's good, and I like good. I give this book 4 stars. I really liked it, and I definitely want to read the next one. I do wish I had read this book like at a different time in my life, because I was like in a reading sub, so I guess I didn't enjoy it that much because of that reason. But yeah, I feel like I am gonna like love the second book, because I really did like this book, and I've never read like a high story before, but you know, this was like a new thing for me, and I liked it, so that's great. Love that for me. But yeah, that's basically it. I barely like even touched my painting because I just focused on talking. I guess I can't multitask. Anyway, but this is the painting. Can you see it? But yeah, again, sorry I'm kind of a mess. You know, it's hot. My hair is a mess. My face is a mess. I have allergies. But you know, I was just feeling like talking, and you know, that's why I made this channel, right? Okay, so it's already July, and I still haven't posted this video. So I thought that I could just put my June wrap up here too. Yeah, first of all, sorry for the lighting in this part of the video. It's like 9 p.m. and it's the only time I can record this, so I'm just gonna do it now. So yeah, I only read 2 books in June. I was going through a major reading slump, which is okay. I mean, I feel like in booktube, my channel is not like a booktube channel, but I feel like in booktube, if you watch a lot of like book videos, you'll see that, you know, everyone reads a lot. Like every month people read like 20 books in a month, and like I don't really read that much in a month, because my reading's not that consistent. I get reading slumps very often, so that results in me, let's say, reading like 8 books in a month, and then the next one I just read 2. So, but that's okay. I mean, I feel like we should normalize that, and like, it is normal. I just feel like we don't see it that much in like YouTube and stuff. So yes, just know that, you know, you don't have to read like a million books to say that you love books, you know? You can just love books and read one every month or one every other month, you know? It's fine. So first in June I read The Book Thief by Marcus Sasak. I'm so sorry. I mean, I think we all know what The Book Thief is about. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's considered a classic. Pretty sure it's a classic. Anyway, if you don't know, The Book Thief tells the story of Liesel. Oh, The Book Thief tells the story of Liesel, and it is told through the perspective of death. And I didn't know that. I found that very, like, I feel like that's not, I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know, but I feel like that's never mentioned like anywhere, so I was very surprised about that. Anyway, the story starts when Liesel gets adopted by a German couple, and you know, we see her life and like the world around her changing as, you know, in Nazi Germany and all of that. And basically her family ends up hiding a Jew in the basement, and that even brings like more changes and, you know, a lot of problems into Liesel's life because that's very illegal. Her love for books grows as we see her grow up herself, and she also develops this weird addiction to stealing books. It's just like a really sad and yet like really beautiful story, and I was definitely like in grief after I finished reading it. It's very heavy and just has a lot of death in the book. If you're not ready for that, maybe this is not the book for you, but there is like a lot of descriptions on like what was going on like in the Holocaust, and description of what happened to Jews. And it's definitely a really good book and very like impactful, but it's also really heavy, as I said. I give it 4 stars, and I read it during a reading slump, so I think that also resulted in me not enjoying it as much as I would if I had read it, let's say like in May or something. But yeah, it's definitely a book that everyone should read. It's really important. And after that, I read Let Me Hear It Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. This book is definitely one of the best that I've read in the whole year. This year I also read Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson, and you know, I'm not really one to like read an author's like books purposely. Like, I usually don't like go and read a book just because it's by an author, but I really like Tiffany D. Jackson's writing. I don't know why. It's just her writing just feels very real and raw, and I really like that. And Allegedly is definitely also one of my favorite books this year. It just really like captivated me a little, and I don't know, her writing is just really good, so I totally recommend her. Anyway, in Let Me Hear It Rhyme, we see 3 teenagers turn their murdered friend into a rap star as if he were still alive. They come up with a name for him, and everyone loves his music. However, keeping secrets gets harder and harder every day, because if everyone knew that Steph, their friend who was killed, was dead, then no label would want to sign him. The story is placed in the late 90s, which is, I don't know, kind of cool. And we follow Jasmine, Steph's little sister, Quadir, and Jarrell, which are Steph's best friend, and we see each of their perspectives throughout the book, and they all have their own stories, their own like character development, their own secrets, and I really like that because the character development is actually good. And also we see the love that they had for their brother and friend. And the book touches on police brutality, street violence, and just like the effect of systemic racism on black people and black communities. It even deals with internalized misogyny, which I don't see very often in books, because it's Jasmine who deals with this, and you know, it's not necessarily, it's portrayed in her, you know, judging other women because of how they dress, because of, you know, how they act, and then we see her like recognize that. So I really like that the book also touched on that, because as I said, you don't see that very often in books, and she's a strong female character, like an actual strong female character, so we stand, you know, it's not a strong female character that's made for the male view. So we love that. As I said, Tiffany D. Jackson's writing is just very raw and real, and the characters feel real. and the characters felt real, and the book just really touched my heart, and the characters touched my heart, and it's just, I don't know, I just could relate to them in some way. I mean, I could relate to like their hopes and their dreams, but also like their fears and their flaws, and it was just like an overall really beautiful story to read. And it's also sad, but it also celebrates black joy, which, you know, I feel like when minorities are talked about in books, it always comes with a lot of like sadness and just like not good stuff. And I'm talking about like people of color and also LGBTQ plus characters.